So I'm here standing by the house in a rare moment of sunlight during this rainy season, and I'm just getting ready to head out after a short trip. But I wanted to make a little video about what I've been doing in the few days I've had here. A little bit of planting, a little bit of tidying up and weeding things, but primarily I've been working on what you're looking at right now, which is 2 swales that are cutting across this gentle slope down below our house. One is finished, the one further down, and then this one that's right above it, I haven't actually finished, but I can show you how I've been putting it together because I've kind of been doing a unique thing. As you can see, there's an area of grass that's been stripped away. We figured out what was level by using this tool called an agro-nivel. It's actually leaned up against that tree. It's a large A-frame with a string hanging down dead center and a marking on that little middle piece of wood that shows center. So basically, using the legs, you can tell where you're at level when the string falls on the center line. So moving that all across this little hillside, I was able to mark out where level is and then begin creating the space for the swale by scraping aside the grass. In preparation to build the berm, I've brought a ton of rotten wood, bamboo, logs to build up the berm with to kind of try to do a hugelkultur style berm. So I've laid it all out along the downhill edge where the berm will be. As you can see, there's a berm underneath the swale on this one. As I dig out the swale, I'll cover the organic material with it and then plant into that berm. So as you can see, this is a completed swale. It's fully dug out. I've got Mexican sunflower cuttings all along the backside, and I planted jack beans, or carnivalia, which is a type of legume that's really quick growing and hardy and will fix nitrogen into the soil. But more importantly, it will add roots to this berm. As heavy rains come and this swale fills up, we don't want the berm to get washed away, so the more roots we have in it, the better. So the purpose of these swales is really to just catch and disperse water. So right here below the house, this is where we want to have a lot of our fruit trees because it gets a lot of sun. It's this open patch and it's easy to manage and harvest being right by the house. If there's a swale right here and it fills with water, then this whole patch of grass right here will be more hydrated, especially throughout a couple of years of this happening. The channels for water beneath the surface of the earth become more hydrated. So actually, swales are a way of restoring groundwater. I've also been planting certain things all around this area. So there's sugarcane, and sugarcane is just an easy, quick growing crop here that I wanted to plant just to get some good organic matter growing on the spot where the fruit trees will be. So in a few months, those will be nice and tall and providing a lot of biomass as well as a great crop. But it'll be a source of chop and drop material, as will the baton de oro, or Mexican sunflower, that we've got cuttings of in the berm. So that's the idea also with planting the berm, is creating biomass. Once the swale is dug and the berm is built, then we'll plant these cuttings into it, as well as jack beans, just like in the other one. So over time, these 2 swales and any more that we dig further downhill will kind of act to create a sponge out of this hillside and soak in as much water as possible, creating a much more hydrated landscape. So that's the bulk of the work I've done around here this time. We have different parts of the garden that I've shared about in different videos, but we've got things like this oregano and peppermint growing, and all these Mexican sunflower plants that have been cut back, as you can see, are already sprouting new growth. Here we've got a little patch of Rosa de Jamaica, also known as hibiscus, for making tea with. Our shower and the bamboo walls holding up nicely, and ornamental plants are starting to fill in around those rocks. We've got plants like this curry leaf over here getting more established. The banana circle here acting how it should, growing these dwarf Cavendish bananas. In this hugel bed that we planted before leaving last time, a lot of things got overgrown, but one thing that didn't is this really nice chile. This pepper has a really great flavor, kind of similar to habanero, and it just produces these small little round balls. We planted some ornamental palms just to create more of an aesthetic around the house, low maintenance and easy to manage. And then in this gully, about a year ago, I planted some malanga. You can see it's starting to sprout up, so malanga is a really great root crop. Hopefully we'll be eating a lot more of that in the future. Over here we've got a jackfruit tree. This jackfruit seems to be pretty happy here in its little tree home. A bunch of Mexican sunflower cuttings around it to act as chop and drop. And then over here in our pineapple patch, we're starting to see the first fruits that are really producing well. We've got things planted between the pineapples like these mulberries, which are also pretty happy, some sugar cane. and then we're starting to see some larger pineapples start to produce. These pineapples I brought from the Caribbean side, so they really weren't acclimated to this region. So one thing I'm really excited to see here is these pups or hijos that are what you can propagate pineapples from. You can do it from the top, as most people know, but there's several different ways, and these ones that come off the bottom of the fruit are actually the fastest to produce a pineapple. And so now that these couple of plants are producing strong pineapple fruits, we know that their genetics are a little bit more suited for this climate than some of the other ones that haven't yet produced or are producing not as large or resilient fruits. So taking the pups from these, planting these, I'll plant them all around the property, hopefully having an even quicker harvest with some of those. So that's really most of what we've been doing. I look forward to sharing progress on this little orchard system down here that we'll create throughout this year, as well as just all the different plants and techniques that we're practicing here over time.